Every human being has some goodness in them, and they've just either been brainwashed or been fed something which is completely false. Maybe they have a lot of anger in them, and this is one of the ways a lot of haters have a lot of resentment and anger, and seeing if you could reach that soft spot in them.
In today's world, so many of us are on social media, so many of us get the opinions of other people, and that's why we're talking about dealing with haters. Well, today I sit down with Rabbi Simon Jacobson and we talk exactly that. This man's philosophy on this subject is incredible. Listen to the end and you'll know exactly what I mean. Today's video was made possible at mulliganbrothers.com, where you can now get the Not a Journal and the Memento Mori poster, a poster that reminds you every single day that you will in fact one day die. It's a very humbling experience. It's only for the brave, if you ask me. But I wake up every single day, I see this, and it reminds me how precious my time is, and it's one of the best things for my mindset every single day. They make great gifts for friends and family as well for the end of 2024 and Christmas. There is now a sale on over the next month or so, so go check it out, link down below, and the journal as well. But before that, let's dive into the video.
You're on social media quite a lot. You know, you're on YouTube, Instagram, and there's a lot of people with eyeballs on yourself. And we get this a lot with outside of the social media world, but it's like haters, negativity. I want to know on how you deal with negativity from other people, or as some of our viewers would call them, haters.
It's a very sad phenomenon, sad reality, dealing with haters, because many of them are irrational, and sometimes it turns to violence and hurt, and we know what has been done throughout history. Different discrimination, racism, as a Jew, I've experienced anti-Semitism, the Holocaust, and so on. So this just brings out, it's like, reflects the worst of humanity. How I deal with it, and how I suggest others deal with it, is this. You try to avoid it as much as possible. In other words, to engage with a hater usually doesn't get anywhere, because they already have their prejudices and biases, and they're not ready for a conversation. They hate you before they even met you. If there's rare instances where somebody you feel you can engage with them and maybe enlighten them a bit, that's another story. Or it's someone that inevitable, they work with you, they're a co-worker or a relative. So, as I said, the first thing is to avoid this, because you're basically dealing with toxic energy. Haters are toxic. I'm not getting now into why they hate, that's another thing. But they're just toxic energy, and it's like trying to fight toxins with what? So, if you're in a situation where you feel you could have a conversation, or it's someone, like I said, inevitable, so then my approach is not debating, not tit for tat, definitely not reciprocating with hatred back, but basically trying to plant a seed, because I do like to believe that every human being has some goodness in them, and they've just either been brainwashed or been fed something which is completely false. Maybe they have a lot of anger in them, and this is one of the ways a lot of haters have a lot of resentment and anger, and one of their ways is finding a scapegoat and blaming someone or hating someone, and seeing if you could reach that soft spot in them. Like I once spoke to someone who called themselves an anti-Semite, and I was at an airport, and I said to him, and he was kind, he was pleasant, but he says, I just don't like Jews. He told me that. So I said, is there a reason you're letting me know? Do I need to know this? Okay, fine. So then I said to him, you have children? So I started to try to find somewhere, a spot where we may have something in common. And it ended up being a civil conversation. I don't know how deep rooted, and I didn't feel it's my job. At some point you have to learn, choose your battles. I don't have to go change everyone out there. So I think he went away with some type of positive experience. He actually subscribed to our emails. So maybe something did impact him. So you try to plant a seed or two that just introduces, like it is, I compare it sometimes, I don't want to compare it exactly, but people who've been traumatized or very, very angry or a lot of bitterness. What you try to do, if you can't get through to them, you drop some light. A little light dispels darkness. Share with them a good thought. But at the end of the day, I don't want in any way condone or tolerate haters. Haters have led to real damage and destruction. So I'm never going to say, be kind to them. I'm not saying be mean, but you cannot accept hatred. It's just not an approach. And sometimes the approach would be when What would you say to someone that hates you for no reason? So again, I would choose not to have a conversation if possible, and just avoid it. Or if you're having a conversation, just try to be positive and bring some positive energy into it. There are some people that almost nothing you can say. That's my approach. And in many of my programs, as you said, because I have the opportunity to speak, so I'm proactive, I'll say many things that I hope, even if a hater is listening, may also click with them. So there I have the opportunity. I'm speaking, they're listening, because online you don't have necessarily, they don't speak back to you.
You say to not allow them to like walk all over you. You're not allow them to sort of not to just accept it. Not to accept the hate. I'm in a few of the philosophies of different religions that we follow. There's talk of that in particular. It's not allowing it to people to roll over you, to walk all over you like a doormat. Not to just be accepting of negativity. I'm wondering, in Judaism, is there teachings around that to combat sort of anger or hatred towards people? Is the idea of being a warrior at times, or using action appropriately?
So in general, there is also the other extreme of people turning the other cheek, the Gandhi-like approach, because the ultimate way to fight darkness is through light. I'm not going to be defined by my by haters. They're not going to shape my life. I'm going to control my destiny. So we don't forget, and we don't forgive. It's like someone who's an abuse victim can make it their now crusade from here on, like the Mount of Monte Cristo, vengeance. So the rest of their lives, they're defined by their abuser. But now it's coming, I want vengeance. No, the approach is that we will defend ourselves, but we will not be defined by you, and we will build our lives, and we'll build beautiful families, and we'll continue to hold on to our virtues. And you're not going to take that away from us. No matter how much we're hated, we're not going to become haters in return. And our battle is to destroy defend ourselves against any destruction, but we're not going to become you.
That is how you deal with haters. Thank you so much to Rabbi Simon Jacobson for the message. Get ready for 2024 with the Momentum posters that remind you you're going to die every single day. If you want to be reminded you're going to die, or you want to remind your friends that their time is also precious and they will one day, in fact, die, go buy them a gift down below with the link in the description, where there is a discount at the moment. And also the Not a Journals, the best success journal in the industry, if you ask me. It's helped change my life. I know it's helped change your lives. If you want to refill on them, they are linked down below while stocks last. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh yeah, we're on Spotify, guys. Go check us out on Spotify right now.